So this is a new camera, so I don't know how everything is going to be working. Hopefully this is fine. I don't need to refilm it. Yeah, I'm getting used to everything. I don't know how everything works. The screen is on the side instead of above the camera, so now I'm having to really focus on not looking at myself. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul. These are all the books that were sent to my house since the last time I filmed a book haul, which was at the beginning of March. So it's been a couple of months. I am a little rusty with filming and talking to a camera, so hopefully this goes fine. We'll see. I have a lot of boxes to get through, so let's just get started. The first one that was already unwrapped when I got home was Never Contented Things by Sarah Porter. Is that the same person who wrote? Sarah Porter is the same person that wrote Vasa in the Night, which I actually have read. I don't know if this is related to it at all. Ooh. I'm rusty. I forgot to do that at the beginning. So this one follows two foster siblings, and at the beginning of the book, fairies become interested in them and then kind of kidnap them. Then the foster siblings find out that the fairies have otherworldly gifts, but at a terrible price, and they have to try to risk everything to get their freedom back. Her other book was a little weird, a little twisty, so I kind of expect this one to be a similar vibe. We'll see. If you guys have read any of these books, let me know down in the comments so that I can prioritize the ones that I should be prioritizing. Just let me know. All right, one down, 8 million to go. Next up is this package from Europa Editions. I already know what this is because they asked me if I wanted it and I said yes, even though I haven't read the first book yet. And here was the second book in the Mirror Visitor, which is by Christelle Dabo. I don't know how to pronounce French names. This is The Missing of Claire de Lune. The first book is A Winter's Promise, which has a very similar looking cover, but it's blue instead of yellow. And I actually really just need to get on it and finish the first book, and then I can move on to the second one. This is Europa's first YA series that they've published, and Europa specializes in translated works, so this book was originally written in French and then was translated into English. This series follows a girl, and she has the ability to move through mirrors, and I think that she gets married off at some point, and then she has to try to, you know, reclaim her own life and stuff like that. Not exactly sure because I haven't read the first book. I've heard some people really love it. Some people were just kind of mixed feelings on it. So I'm curious to see where I'll fall in that range. But yeah, this one just came out recently. So like a week ago. So I'm not super late on this one. Next up is this one from Macmillan. I don't know which imprint it is. The Perfect Assassin by K.A. Dorr. This is the first book in the Chronicles of Gadid. Is that how you say that? So this one follows a character named Amistan. Again, can't pronounce names, so if you know how to pronounce that, leave it down in the comments. He's a new assassin, but he's not so sure that he wants to be an assassin, and then people start showing up dead and murdered, and he is then tasked with finding out what is going on. It also has a lot of sub-Saharan and ancient Egypt influences involved, and it says that it's for fans of Robin Hobb and Sarah J. Maas, which are two very, very different writers, so I don't know how those are mashed together into this. If you've read this one, let me know as well. Next up is one from, oh, it's on the back. Magic Can Twist the Purest Hearts. This one is from Simon & Schuster Children's Publishing. So this is the book that was inside. It actually has my name on it, which is kind of cool. This one follows a girl named Elizabeth. Her whole life she has been living in this library, kind of scholar-like environment, the Great Library. She knows that sorcerers are all evil, but then the library is sabotaged and she is accused of treason and sent to the capital. There she has a reluctant ally, a sorcerer named Nathaniel Thorne. Together they have to solve the mystery of what is happening with this library situation and try to prevent the library from going up in flames. Sounds very Library of Alexandria, if you know that whole situation. As of filming this, this actually comes out tomorrow. So it comes out on May 14th if you want to check it out. Awesome. Moving on. Next up is this package, All You Need Is Love and Parental Approval. Hashtag Franklin Love. This seems like a YA contemporary, which, as you guys know, I'm not a huge YA contemporary fan. As I get a little older, I'm not hating them as much. Oh, wait. I said Franklin? It's Frankly in Love. I can't read. And the guy's name is Frank Lee. That's, okay, get it. Oh my god, this is so much. What the heck? There's a lot of things going on with this packaging, so I'm not going to read them all off to you. You're welcome. So this one follows a kid named Frank Lee. He's a second generation Korean American, and in his Southern California town, his parents are still expecting him to end up with a Korean girlfriend / wife down the line. The problem is that Frank is already dating the girl of his dreams, who's nerdy just like him, but she is white, so that is going against his parents' expectations. Thus why the book said with parental permission. Then he and his fellow Korean American friend Joy decide that they're going to fake date to keep their parents off their backs while they're dating people that are not Korean. And then it seems like a fake dating situation where maybe they end up falling in love. I don't know. I forgot to say that this is by David Yoon, and it sounds very YA contemporary, very sweet, and if you're interested in it, pick it up. It actually seems like something that I might try. I don't know if I'll love it, but I think I might give it a shot. This one comes out in September, so I'm actually still early on this one. Next up is this package from Simon & Schuster. How do I open this? Oh yeah. In there was a book from Atria Books, which, as you guys know, is the publisher of one of my favorite authors, Fredrik Backman. So they sent me Things My Son Needs to Know About the World. This is actually something that he wrote a while ago, I believe, but it was never translated into English. This is kind of Frederick's speech, I guess, like advice to his son. It says in the info sheet that he eloquently reminds us in his moving and funny essays, you can be whatever you want to be, but that's nowhere near as important as knowing that you can be exactly who you are. So I think that I am going to read this next. I know that I said that I might read some of these other books soon, but Fredrik Backman is a favorite of mine. So I'll let you guys know my thoughts on this when I finish it. I have a lot of videos to catch up on filming. I have like 2 wrap-ups that I need to film, a bunch of book reviews that I haven't filmed yet, but this one will definitely be coming up soonish because it's not that long, and I will definitely be reading it and reviewing it because I think I've done reviews for all of Fredrik Backman's books. I'll leave those down in the description as well as up in the card symbol if you want to check them out. This is already on sale, so you can go pick it up if you want. Next up is this box. On the top it says The Devouring Grape, and on the side it says Christine Lynn Herman, which is the author, I'm assuming. Why don't you want to be opened? There we go. It says, fans of the Raven Boys and Stranger Things rejoice, this is your new obsession. This came out on April 2nd, so I'm really late on this one. I've been a little bit absent from BookTube as well, so I don't know if this is like really popular or not. My gosh, all the confetti. I'm gonna put this down and do it that way. The first thing in the box I see is a t-shirt. This says, welcome to 4 Paths, The Devouring Grape. I think this is a woman's tank top, so I'll give this to one of my sisters. In here there was also a candle that I could smell when I opened the box. What does that smell like? I'm so bad with candle scents, can't ever figure it out. And then it also has a smart wallet. This is one of those things that you can put on the back of your phone so that you can keep your license and your card that you need at the time without carrying an extra wallet. That is super handy, so thank you guys. So the book in there was The Devouring Grape. This one follows 3 main characters according to the blurb. The first one is Violet, who moves to this spooky small town in New York, like a small town with a secret kind of thing. She finds out that her mother was actually from the town and that she is a descendant of one of the founding families of this town. You also follow a character named Justin, whose family has been in the town for a very long time as well. His family is tasked with protecting the town from what's called the Grey, which is something that is in the forest that is next to the town or in the town. And then you also follow a character named Harper, who has a chip on her shoulder and a grudge to settle against Justin for abandoning her to the Grey, and she ended up losing her hand because of it. And then I think that you just follow these 3 characters as they're trying to solve and protect the town from the Grey, which is growing stronger every day and its victims are piling up. And it seems like there's going to be some magical powers involved. I have a feeling that Violet is going to have some magical powers that she didn't know about. And again, this one is already out if you want to check it out. I don't know if this is very popular or not. I feel like I've heard some things about this, but I can't remember from whom. So let me know if you've read this one as well. Just let me know all the things. Next up is this one. This one says, the YA debut we're most excited for this year by Entertainment Weekly. This is Slay by Brittany Morris. How do I open this? When you open the box, there was a pin in here. It says Slay on it. This one also comes out in September, so I'm not late on this one. In here, it has Use these glasses to watch the special VR trailer for Slay. That's cool. I'll look that up a little later. In there was a copy of Slay by Brittany Morris. This one follows a girl named Kara. She is in high school. She is 17 years old, and she is one of the only black kids at her school. She's actually the game developer behind a game called Slay, which is kind of a secret game where black gamers and game developers can come together and play. But Slay gets put into mainstream knowledge when a Kansas City teen is murdered because of a disagreement within the game. And then a troll infiltrates the game and starts threatening to sue Kiara for anti-white discrimination. It says, Kiara must preserve her secret identity and harness what it means to be unapologetically black in a world intimidated by blackness. But can she protect her game without losing herself in the process? This actually sounds really intense and awesome. So it does tackle topics of racism and of gatekeeping within the gaming world. And if you're interested, again, this comes out on September 24th. Next up is this package from Macmillan. In there was a copy of Rage by Cora Carmack. This is the sequel to Roar, which came out last year or the year before. I can't even remember anymore. All that I remember from the premise of the first book is that there is different types of sand and like stones, and that's kind of the basis of their magic system. Something to do with weather as well. Let me find it. Where did I put that? So I can't seem to find my copy of Roar. I have it somewhere, I just don't know where it is. This is like the first time I've not been able to find a book, which means that I need to do a serious cleansing of my shelves so I can find stuff. This one follows the princess of this world, and I believe that the world is kind of beaten up by really bad storms and tempest seasons, and the people that have magical powers are called stormlings and are able to quell these storms. This one comes out on August 27th, so if you are looking forward to it, here you are. You have time to pick up Roar before this one comes out if you want to do that. And hopefully before this one comes out, I'll be able to find my copy of Roar so I can read it and know what the series is actually about. If you guys have read the first book, let me know if it's something that I really need to search my room for and find so that I'm able to read it and read this one before it comes out. I told you guys there was a lot of packages. Here's the next one. This one is also from Simon & Schuster. Oh my god, this is actually hilarious. The next book was sent to me by Atria Books, specifically Keywords Press. I'm not sure if that's something new. I've never heard of that before. This is Everything is Awful by Matt Bellis. How do you say his name? Anyway, he's the guy who started Wine About It. I think that was originally on BuzzFeed. Lainey and I have actually done a bookish version of Wine About It. That was years ago now, but it's actually already out. This is in paperback now. He now does a podcast called Unhappy Hour, which is probably something similar to Wine About It. They also included stickers. So if you enjoyed Wine About It or you listened to his podcast, this is now in paperback. Next up, so this is an arc for The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. This one comes out on October 1st. So this is set in an alternate universe where there's a huge problem of inequality between different groups of people, similar to our own. These girls are called Dustbloods because they're unable to cast shadows. It's set in a Wild West situation, and after one of the girls accidentally kills someone, they go on the run and try to escape and try to claim their own freedom in a society that doesn't want them to have any amount of freedom. And it says on the back, it's going to take more than luck for them all to survive. That sounds pretty good. Again, it comes out October 1st. We're whittling our way down. Next up are these two packages, which I've already opened, but now I don't remember what's inside. First up is Spectacle by Jody Lynn. Ooh, how do you pronounce that last name? Zdrok? Drok? I don't know. So this one is set in Paris. It follows this girl who writes the daily column for the morgue, which is basically she talks about the bodies that have come in. Then one day she has a vision where she sees the next person that gets murdered get murdered, and she experiences it through the eyes of the murderer. So then she has to figure all of that stuff out, try to solve this murder mystery set in the 1880s, 1800s, 1887. It's giving me some Diviners vibes, but instead of the 1920s in the US, it's 1880s in Paris, and apparently it is based off of some historical elements, so it's a historical thriller. I'm not a huge fan of getting scared. I don't watch any type of scary movie ever, so I don't know if this one is going to be for me, but this one came out February 12th if you missed it. and you're into historical thrillers. The other one is Dark Shores by Danielle L. Jensen. Dark Shores follows two different characters. One is Turiana. She ends up breaking her people's mandate to allow her friend to escape a betrothal that apparently is terrible. The other one it follows is a soldier named Marcus, and he has a secret that he doesn't want anyone to find out about. At the beginning of the book, someone captures their crew and threatens to reveal Marcus's secret. They unite for the sake of their families, but both must decide how far they are willing to go and how much they are willing to sacrifice. This one came out May 7th, so about a week ago now. I hate that they're dangling that secret thing. I really want to know what the secret is. If it's lame, it'll be so annoying. Let me know if you guys have picked this one up. Let me know if you've heard anything about it. We'll see when I get to this one. No promises on any of this being done soon, except for the Fredrik Backman book. I am going to read that one really quickly. Next up is this box that I think I got a really long time ago. I just remember my parents saying that it arrived. It says hashtag Malik on the side. This is a part of the Shadowhunter universe, and I guess follows Alec and Magnus Bane, would be my guess. In here is a pin with Magnus and Alec on it. There's another letter in here. So this one is an arc. I think this book came out already. Yeah, this one came out last month. This one is called The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. This is the first book in a series that follows Magnus and Alec at the beginning of their relationship. So this happens kind of at the same time as the Mortal Instruments series. I actually have read the Mortal Instruments. They're right here. I've read the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices, but I haven't read anything other than that. So if you guys have read all of those books and I can read this one without reading any of the others, let me know, or do I need to go back and read the Bane Chronicles and the Shadowhunter Academy stuff and whatever the newest one is called? Because if I can just read this one, I'll just read this one instead of having to go through all of those other books. I just don't know if I can do that. Next is a book that my aunt gave me, but then something happened where it didn't come in on time. This was for my birthday like a really long time ago, but I just recently saw my aunt again. So I got The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. This is the graphic novel version of the first book in his Egyptian series, which I have the unpopular opinion of really enjoying that series. People don't seem to like it as much. I just think that it's cool the way that he did it. So I actually really like this series, and I hope he goes back and does more with the Egyptian gods. This one follows two characters, Carter and what is his sister's name? Sadie. And they find out that they are the descendants of pharaohs. And in the Egyptian mythology, Rick Riordan universe, the Egyptian gods can be hosted by descendants of pharaohs. They each end up being a host for a different god, and they team up with these gods that give them abilities to save the world. I'm a big fan of how they formatted it as well. It's done as like they're doing a podcast almost. I think they're recording the tapes and you're supposed to listen to them, almost like cassette tapes. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, so I want to go back and experience the story in graphic novel form. I have this package, which is also from Europa Editions, so I'm thinking that this is just an arc for the book that I already showed. That's exactly what it is. It's an arc for The Missing of Claire de Lune. So I already talked about this one. And the last book or thing in this haul is going to be this box. It says, 2 Reluctant Friends, 2 Dads in Love, 1 Crazy Summer Adventure. This actually came out in February, so I'm very behind on this one. This must have been one of the first packages that showed up. If this came out in February, I filmed at the beginning of March. I don't know. In here is a little pack. Oh god, everything is falling. In there was a package that says, 2 Night Owl from Dogfish, marshmallows, graham crackers, and Hershey's chocolate, all the ingredients for a s'more. So there was an envelope with a blank piece of paper and this pen that says "Right Back" on it. But the book in here was 2 Night Owl from Dogfish by Holly Goldberg Sloan and Meg Wolitzer. Let's see what this one's about. So this one follows 2 girls, Avery Bloom, she's a bit intense, a bit nerdy, and afraid of many things, and Bette Devlin, who lives in Los Angeles and is fearless, outgoing, and loves animals in the ocean. They're both being raised by single gay dads, and their dads start to fall in love, so they send the girls to the same summer camp in hopes that the girls will become friends. But then soon things get out of hand for the girls and their dads too, and they find themselves on a summer adventure that none of them could have predicted. Their families will never be the same. This seems like it's going to be a bit of a humorous adventure, like summer camping experience, and it looks like it also has some like emails and text messages and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of emails going back and forth. So this seems like a bit of a humorous, lighthearted story. And I actually think that it sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll give it a go. I believe that that is all the books that I've received since the last book haul that I filmed. If I missed any, they'll be in the next one. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below which books I should be prioritizing over any other books. Any of the books that you've read, let me know what your thoughts were on them to help me decide. Anything else you want me to know, leave it down below, and I will talk to you guys next time.